What is my schedule as a couch polyglot? Is it the same as other polyglots? I hope this will be inspiring and helpful for your language learning journey. Thanks a lot to my Patreon's members and Ko-Fi supporters. And if you're ready, let's get started. I know what you want to hear. You want to hear that I wake up at 6 a.m. every day, and while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm counting from 1 to 100 in Japanese. Then I take a shower and I'm just thinking about der, die, das in German. After that, I will just take a look at my flashcards for Russian during an hour. And after that, maybe I'll read something in French, Italian, or Swedish, because why not? But this is not reality for me. Actually, I am very busy and I like sleeping a lot. But if I'm a chaotic person who doesn't have a schedule, how do I maintain so many languages? Well, there are two things I do, mainly. What I did, and I think will help you a lot if you're able to implement that in your daily life, is that I looked for a job that was multilingual. I'm working 4 days a week, and during those 4 days, I work in Spanish, English, German, and French every single day. Anyone can call me, anyone can write me an email in those 4 languages, and I need to use those languages. So basically, I'm forced to use those languages. I created a career, a daily life surrounded by those languages. So even if today I don't feel like it, if I'm working, I will be in contact with those languages. You can even go further than that. For instance, when I was living in Munich, I actually created some small communities for lunch breaks for speaking Russian and Italian and French and other languages. We also had a Spanish lunch break. And I created those groups. They didn't exist before. And we would meet and have lunch together, which is something you have to do anyway. And we would speak in those languages specifically. So even if the opportunity doesn't exist, you can create it. So if you are working for a big company, chances are that some people will speak the language you're interested in, especially if it's a mainstream language, like, I don't know, French, Spanish, etc., right? So my first tip is just integrating the language in your daily life in a way that you don't even notice or that you're even forced to use that language. Like in my case, working for a company in a multilingual environment. You can also, of course, find such opportunities outside your job, but of course we're all working a lot. So if you can introduce that into your daily life, well, it will be a lot easier to stick to it and to really dedicate a lot of time to it. So this is like a game changer for me because I don't have to plan anything. It's already included in my life. The second tip is associating things you do with language learning. For instance, if you go for a walk, then you listen to a podcast in a certain language you're learning. I do that with Russian, I do that with Swedish. I don't do it as often as I used to because it's not my focus anymore. But if I had a language I needed to improve, I would do this every day. So whenever I would go for a walk, I would listen to a podcast in that language. Whenever I'm cooking, whenever I'm going grocery shopping, etc. There are really many things we do daily for which we don't really need our brain power. So we're doing something mechanically, like doing the dishes, going grocery shopping, etc. And at the same time, we are practicing the language we want to learn. This is especially easy to integrate if you're an auditive learner like I am. I love podcasts, I love YouTube videos. It's really something that helps me a lot. I will also listen to songs. For instance, I love listening to Swedish music, French music, Italian music. This is something that deeply relaxes me. What I've also talked about in other occasions, I mean, if it's something you love, you don't have to really force yourself to it. You just need to have this habit of, okay, whenever I'm cooking, I'm listening to a podcast. This is like in your brain, it's connected. You don't need to write down, oh, today I'm going to listen to a podcast. No, because you're gonna cook for sure. Well, at least me, I have to cook every day. So it's not like I really need it written down somewhere. If someone would look from the outside and see what I do, they'd think, wow, she really gets to practice all her languages almost daily or at least weekly. And they would think, wow, she must have like a huge schedule or whatever. But really, it's just habits. I created those habits. I created that environment, and the languages just appear in that environment. Another great option of automatizing your learning process would be to chat with people. So let's say you want to practice Italian, French, and I don't know, German. So you would chat with people. You maybe need to find that on, I don't know, Facebook. There's these polyglot groups, stuff like that. You find someone to chat with, and then you will receive automatically the messages from those people, and you will read in that language, you will answer, etc. So it will be integrated in your daily life, and you won't have to force yourself to have a crazy schedule. I mean, everyone's different. I don't enjoy flashcards. I don't enjoy learning by heart. So this for me is the best because it's already integrated in my daily life and I don't really need to think about it. A third thing I didn't mention, I have a tandem once a week in Italian. Every 2 weeks I have a tandem in Swedish and Catalan, and I try to have a lesson on italki every week in Russian. So I guess this completes the whole picture. It's something I love doing, I have lots of fun, and it's already integrated in my day-to-day life. So even if today I don't feel like speaking in French or in German or in English, well, tough luck, because that's my job, right? Or if I'm cooking, I will just feel weird if I'm not listening to a podcast, etc. So it's just integrated, and for me it works. What is your schedule? Do you have to really plan when to learn? Do you manage to practice all your languages? How do you do it? I would really love to know. Thanks so much to everyone supporting me, Patreon members, Ko-Fi supporters, anyone leaving a comment, leaving a like, subscribing. This helps me a lot, and I hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.